Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise for a point of personal privilege.
The delegate has the floor.
Mr. Speaker, just when I thought I'd said maybe enough on the subject, I had to rise and say, for the mother who can feel pain, for the mother who can watch their child without a skull in pain, for the child who can lose their mother due to pregnancy complications. That's why we actually filed a solution. And Mr. Speaker, it is very convenient to say, we could have said this or we could have said that, but no one on that side of the aisle did stand up for those mothers or stand up for those children or file those amendments that they thought might get a few votes. Not one single person. And Mr. Speaker, it's because on this side of the aisle, we have been unashamed that women and their families should make their health care decisions, that their lives matter, that their pain matters, and in a House that voted against birth control access and equity, and a House that voted against protecting menstrual data, and a House that voted against helping people who are surviving miscarriages, and a House that voted against helping children who are born get health care to fight cancer and other diseases. We just don't believe you. We don't believe that if we'd said it different, that we would have a different outcome. And that's why we're fighting for this to be heard. Because when the time came to have a debate, no one on the other side of the aisle was willing to fight for that. And so we all have stories. We all have perspectives. But, don't tell us that if we'd just been a little more acceptable, if we worded it differently, if we were nicer or smiled when we said it, that maybe we would have had a different outcome, because we all know that's not true. But what we do have is the opportunity to have a vote on where we stand. Do we stand with those women who my colleague rightly said believe that Virginia's abortion law is fair, reasonable, and backed by science? Because the delegate is correct. Women in Virginia do believe that. So we can stand with them, or we can wordsmith and pretend that anything, if it's said differently, would get some support from our colleagues on the other side of the aisle, because unfortunately, very few are willing to extend that hand or stand up for the women of Virginia. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.